We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. An option handoff given to Sanders. Fights through him. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the gun, it's Hurts. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him.
And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings on just 2 plays have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Pushes him over. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's a second down.
This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Smith catches left side. Touchdown, Eagles.
Devontae Smith.
His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Elliott good on the extra point.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Mond out of the shotgun. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the flow. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Watkins.
7 yards, the pickup there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Hurts gets this to Sanders, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Sanders. Breaks a tackle. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 33. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
This is Smith with a grab. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Sanders again.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Throwing is Hurts.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when they clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
On first down, Hurts.
It's caught. Smith breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Hurts.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Snags it for the pick. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3.
And they got him behind the goal line. Cook goes down for a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now a throw here to his running back. That catch good for only a couple. They should have gotten more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Come on, bring it, baby, bring it. Philadelphia. Quez Watkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that
up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mon looking here for Smith downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 41. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, in a lot of trouble.
Clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. Able to slither by. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mon going to throw it.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken from about the 12.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Cook following the penalty. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Monstro there taken in by Smith.
They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. We're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Mon looks to throw.
Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. Touchdown, Vikings! Irv Smith Jr. with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
They go play action with Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's going deep for Brown.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And that is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Here's Mon.
And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a 1st down as he stopped at the 48.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot. Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the...
Hurts fumbles it.
And the Vikings pick up the football. Does the big boy have the juice? And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that, because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. This will go as an 11-yard loss there on 1st and goal. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Rolling to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Completed pass, brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, fourth quarter, you're going. Here's Mond. They're going for it. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Williams now on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Hurts fumbles it. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Complete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He'll field this at the 5. A pretty good return, all things considered, but holding.
I agree with you totally. It was actually a return that they were going to be very proud of. But when you end up holding and bringing it back, now your offense has to start a little bit deeper in their own territory.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Mond. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes it.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Sacked by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield.
At the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. As Sanders there with a first down carry that might have gotten a yard, if that. 2nd down.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself in. To an error.
Another run now for Nwangu. Room to run inside the 40. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 12-yard line. A big play there. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And the Vikings are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll look to run with Nwangu. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Boston Scott, and able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. They'll look to throw. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw, as this play will stand as is. So So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off down at the 10.
And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the 4th quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it, and let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter, but a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level